Hello, everyone. I'm Randy Sparagi. Brandi Chastain was a member of the women's national soccer team that dominated the sport. She was arguably the face of her sport during that time. Her resume includes 2 FIFA championships and an Olympic gold medal. We're pleased to be joined by Brandi, and hard to believe it's been 10 years since your game-winning penalty kick against China in the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup final. Of course, you gained a lot of publicity with that bra-bearing celebration. What do you remember most about the play?
I remember how here's the biggest game of your life, and we didn't get to go onto the field to warm up because Brazil was playing Norway and it went into overtime. So we had to warm up in the tunnels of the Rose Bowl, which is not as fancy as being out on the field. You know, the water's dripping from the ceiling and it's kind of musty smelling, but to me, that meant exactly what the whole tournament was about, which was a group of people, even under tough situations, not ideal, change of plans, figured out a way to get it done. And then going out onto that field for the first time and being in that crowd was just unbelievable. It just, you could feel the excitement on your skin, you could smell the cut of the grass, and the colors in the stands were just amazing. And it was hot, and that clearly did have some kind of impact on the celebration after the penalty kick. But really, just what a joy it was to be out there with those spectacular players on both teams and to play a game that pushed the limits, both physically and mentally. And then, unfortunately, it has to go down to penalty kicks because that's how soccer finishes. But Brian Ascuri made an unbelievable save on the third goal, and then I got a chance to score that penalty kick, and from that moment forward, we became the ambassadors for soccer.
Of course, you were part of a team that dominated women's soccer for more than a decade. Do you think we'll ever see a team like that again?
I sure hope so. I think our women's team is very special now. I think the pool of players is greater than it ever has been. Having the WPS and FC Gold Pride, for example, training players on a regular basis, get those players closer to the national team. And I think choosing those top 20 players will be very difficult. And, we've shown, the national team has shown, I say we because I feel like I'm always going to be a part of it. The national team has shown in the last Olympics that even though Brazil was breathing down their neck and truly a very special team, the USA still prevailed, and that was very, very important.
You're still playing these days in the Women's United Soccer Association for the FC Gold Pride. How has your game changed over the years?
I think I still approach the game the same way. I was always either told or commented about being a student of the game. I love watching the game, whether it's on television or live. I'll watch a youth game, a high school game, professional games. So I've always felt that I came to the game with an analytical mind, and then I like to play the game. I love the little subtleties about the game, the way you can tweak the ball and move the ball to get the opponent off balance. This is what I really love the most. The connection you have amongst your teammates during the game. Like when Carla Overbeck used to look at me or Brian Ascuri used to look at me, I knew exactly what they were thinking. They didn't have to say anything. There was just this true connection. And I think, we gain that over time. The respect and the trust, setting goals together, accomplishing those goals, being able to take charge of what it was we were doing, the empowerment we felt when we were together. That's what soccer and sports have given to us.
How much longer would you like to play?
We're going to have this conversation to celebrate the 20-year anniversary, I hope. I don't know. Soccer for me, I just don't see it going out of my life. I love kicking the ball around. Starting again as a professional at 40, I'd say the first few weeks were really tough, physically and mentally. But once I got over that hump, I realized this is exactly where I wanted to be, I needed to be.
Finally, tell us about your work with the nonprofit Nourish America and a contest that encourages people to get healthy.
Well, each one of us, like I just said, are in charge of our health and our wellness and our nutrition. And working with Centrum Ultra has really, for me, been a fabulous experience because they get it. They understand how important being active is. They understand how important healthy nutrition is. And for them to recognize that there's people out there in our communities that don't have the education, that don't have the resources to do that, and they are going to help. And for me, I have a nonprofit in the Bay Area, the Bay Area Women's Sports Initiative, that deals with young girls 3rd through 5th grade. I see the need on a daily basis, and I recognize that I have a chance to make a change. And so partnering for me with Centrum Ultra and then with Nourish America makes me feel good personally, but I know changes the lives of people. So I couldn't be more flattered, and I couldn't be more humbled by the experience.
All right, Brandi, thanks so much for being with us. Don't forget, FoxSports.com is your source for up-to-date news, scores, and analysis. I'm Randy Sparagi. Thanks for looking in.